Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5%.
Because it's 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, and 50% pain. I can't give a better
100%
way.
reason to remember the name.
But only if you win.
True.
Which has eluded me thus far, but I think this might be my week.
You know what? I think so too. We'll get to
some
some of the
of
we'll
us
get
to
to
that.
some of that in the power rankings and see where Dubs has moved this week. But we had a crazy week too.
Wild.
Some things happened that we expected, and other things happened that we didn't expect.
There were some devastating occurrences. Some of those that Monday game. It's Newman who has Aaron Jones, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who had that misfortune?
I believe Newman played. Who did he play? Newman played Stank.
Oof. Yeah, that's that.
Newman
that's
played
tough.
Stank.
That's tough to go against that. And 4 receiving touchdowns for your running back. Like, my God. What are you supposed to do? It's literally just walking into a buzzsaw. I've seen wood chippers with less offensive firepower. Like, God damn.
Unbelievable. I mean, I can't say we didn't expect the Packers to come back.
No,
roaring.
we knew the Packers were coming back.
Yeah.
We didn't know it was going to be Aaron Jones getting the bulk of the work there. If you told me Aaron Jones had 1 touchdown and that Devontae Adams had 4, I would have believed that. I would have hated you, but I would have believed that.
That would have been okay with me.
I'm sure there's a way you would have found a way to fight through that. I mean, that would have helped you out last week too. Like we all had tough weeks.
Yeah, we snuck by. You know who didn't have a tough week? Was Lemberg. Lemberg's team exploded.
Yeah, they exploded all over me. I'm still cleaning myself up. It's goddamn brutal.
I mean, listen, living up to the name Yak of
Yeah.
Lamb.
Didn't have the decency to text me back when I said, "Why are you doing this to me?" I thought we were friends.
Just the silent
Just
treatment.
The silent treatment. It's
Did
even
you
worse.
dirty. Oh man.
Not even the decency.
Well, speaking of that matchup and some of the other matchups, let's go over some of them. You know, as we do, reflect on our week.
Yeah, you
see
want
what
to.
we did right, see what we did wrong. And we'll start with Alex and I. This was if there was a toilet bowl last week, this was it.
Yeah, you guys had a pretty tough matchup, I'd say, right until the very end.
And you
'Cause
know
I think
what?
you were barely edging him for a while there.
Right, for a little bit, and then
Dak Prescott only had 4. Oh,
yeah,
God, I didn't realize he performed
disgusting.
that poorly. Oh, God.
It was disgusting. I mean, listen, you have these weeks, and I just, I'm knocking on wood. I came out of it with a win.
This is the
because-
50% pain I was talking about.
Yes,
Like, this is it.
yeah.
This is the
10% luck,
yeah.
obviously.
Facts.
So, Tyreek Hill had 4 points. Dak had 4 points. Some of these heavy hitters, I mean,
guys you
AJ
think
Brown
you
had
can rely on.
6. Although AJ Brown hasn't been AJ Brown.
That's true. I mean, and Alvin Kamara,
4 drops.
4 points. Alvin Kamara with a solid 420 because
Yeah.
he was up in smoke that whole game. That was jeez.
It was a lot. Like I said, a lot of atomic bombs were fizzled out, if you will.
Yeah, seriously. Like we're talking about duds on duds.
Yeah.
I mean, you can expect a lot of these guys, I think, to bounce back.
100%.
Eckler, unsurprisingly, highest performer, 17.2 points overall. I mean, I like that. You gotta love it. Like it's pretty consistent. He's getting a lot more involved. I think week 1, Eckler had a pretty poor performance, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
But
and we knew he wasn't going to live there.
Right.
We
No
knew
way.
he wasn't going to live there. I'd also like to point out, this is why I don't like spending half of your fab on a player week 1.
Well, I didn't think I was gonna get to use
Right?
this at all.
So, Elijah Mitchell, Elijah Mitchell, 7 points. after, he was the savior of San Fran to so many people.
You can't trust that. I don't trust that backfield at all.
No.
Because
It's a
I shouldn't
Shanahan
say. I was
backfield.
gonna say yeah. I shouldn't say I can't trust the
Shanahan
backfield.
backfield.
I don't trust Shanahan. I don't trust any of that. It's all Shanahan. How do they say Shanahanigans?
Shanahanigans.
Whatever it is. You can't even say it because you don't want to speak will into it. You don't want to give it any attention.
Shandagans.
Shandagans.
Yes.
Shanday gone out of that backfield. I want nothing to do with it. It's too much of a mess. Like the footballers, our esteemed colleagues. We like to think we're on that level. We're not, but we like to think that.
Yes.
They were talking about potentially picking up Jeff Wilson. They're like, oh, he's got the most trust there. I'm like, I'm not wasting a roster spot on Jeff Wilson.
You don't have to waste a roster
away.
spot because he's on IR.
No, I know, but you still have to pick him up and then move him. You got to drop.
Oh,
somebody.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, but either way, it's not worth it.
Right. I'm a big proponent of the IR slots, using them effectively.
I use IR slots.
If you don't have
very
someone in your IR
effectively.
slot, you're doing something wrong. All right, people. Let's go to the matchup screen. Our director is going to get us to the matchup screen right now because he's so goddamn good at his job.
Matching up.
JC, let's give a shout out to JC because I don't do that enough.
Definitely needs to be done.
What a great screen. What a great layout. But anyway, let's go to Stank and Newman. We talked a little bit about this, the Aaron Jones hammer.
Yeah.
Proverbial hammer that dropped
that's
on
not a
Monday
hammer.
night.
I think you said the best word. It's a meteor. It came from outer
nuke.
space. It came out of nowhere. Devastated planet Stank.
It's hard to score
And-
30 points as a position player in this league.
Yeah.
It's
Very.
hard.
It's by design. It's by Stank's design.
Yeah.
And there it goes. Just,
Thielen continues his crazy touchdown run.
yeah.
Every goddamn game, this guy's a touchdown. So we'll see if that continues. McCaffrey was McCaffrey. Breaking news.
Hold on. Yeah, McCaffrey was McCaffrey. Left the game with an injury. We bore witness to that right there on the field.
Yes.
I'm obviously wishing the best. I know
Yeah.
something of an early Christian McCaffrey. Sorry, the flashback.
Oh my God, it's okay.
Losing Barkley
Deep
McCaffrey
breaths,
back
deep
to
breaths.
back. It's Stank. It's a tough road. It's a tough road.
Yeah,
But
you
hopefully
always
he
got
comes right
next week,
back.
right? I mean, it's early in the season. You always got next week. Let's take a look at the next matchup. I believe was we talked about this one too. We talked about Dave with Derrick Henry going bananas. And
Yeah.
speaking of scoring 30 is
Yeah.
hard in this league. This guy had 44.
Yet another time when I know pain. Because I was on the receiving end of that. And speaking of receiving end, Derrick Henry getting a lot of passing work.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for a guy who I thought was strictly just, no, I'm going to run through you. Now he's catching the ball. This is borderline unfair.
Yeah.
Whatever is happening there, they just took the Hulk and a human being and combined them into one and gave him the Juggernaut's powers. And now it's Derrick Henry running through people in Tennessee. That is the real Titan right there.
Yeah. What was good to see that Zeke was kind of Zeke again last week. You had a little bit of it's more hopeful than week one.
The thing that makes
know?
me nervous about Zeke right now is that Tony Pollard is getting not even a super high number of snaps. I think
No.
Zeke's still very dominant.
But
in snaps.
he's looking
just, like,
Tony
blowing up.
polished.
Yeah,
More
it's
polished
very
than
polished.
Zeke.
And
you
it's
know?
just like, and Zeke doesn't even look bad. Like
No.
that's the weird thing. Like Zeke doesn't look like
No.
he's not playing well. He's just not.
He doesn't look as explosive as Tony Pollard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
will
the best
say
way to
that.
put it. Tony Pollard is just
Yeah.
putting in work right now, and I'm kind of like, the fuck? Because, like, do I play them both? Stay tuned. I'm
Yeah.
not, but stay tuned.
Mixon didn't do too much in this next matchup. We got the Diamond Dogs. Amazing new team name, Sean. Love it. Versus Can You Dig It? This was a close one. And I have to come and I have to say, I claim, last week I said he should bench Barkley. I'm sorry. If you started Barkley, he would have won.
In fairness, it was the right move. Even I, as
Yeah,
the
I
world's
know.
biggest Saquon Barkley
I
fan,
know.
was like, you can't start him this game. It was not the right matchup. And he did, technically speaking, underperform. It just happened that it would have worked out to help Sean in this instance.
Right.
But it doesn't make it the wrong move. It just
No.
worked out poorly.
I don't think it's the wrong move. I mean, you didn't think the Dolphins were going to lose their quarterback and lose 35-0 to
Right.
the Bills.
Right.
I actually had the Dolphins winning that game, but shows how much I know.
I'm
about
pretty sure
football.
that actually fucked me pretty
What are
hard
you
too.
gonna
I'm
do?
pretty sure Lundberg has the Buffalo defense, which also devastating.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours, huh?
Yeah.
Hop off the Gus bus. Another solid week. It's like the island. It's like the island. I mean, not the island of misfit toys, but the island of misfit running backs.
Yeah, I mean
And they make it work.
He's running hard off that QB wide receiver stack. We'll get more into this in the power rankings, but this is a weird situation because I feel like Pelly's team is underperforming.
Yes.
You know, these are guys that I'm expecting to put up some numbers.
100%.
Whereas Deckman's team, I'm not quite expecting that out of, but he's in first place. I got to respect that.
Right.
Or
right.
tied for first? What's his technical position?
He's technically first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought he is.
Yeah. He had he had two about 150 weeks back to back. So
yeah, and it's on the strength of Kyler Murray. Like you can't be mad with that.
Yeah.
You
You got to hope that like Cortland Sutton, Harris, a lot of these guys can keep it up. Yeah. So that being said, let's take a look at the waivers. Let's take a look at the waivers. See. Who people
like we need that sound effect in here.
Let's bring up the transactions here. So not a crazy amount of waivers this week.
No, but a few things happened.
A few things did happen. Let's see here.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to go by
Let's go by the
prices.
The prices, yeah. So why don't you explain a little bit why it was worth it to spend $17 on Cordell Patterson?
The versatility. It's all simple as that.
Versatility.
Because like you got a guy who's very well might claim the number one running back position for the Atlanta Falcons, and he can be listed as a wide receiver. It's just one of those, I mean, I lost a championship on that same flexibility, so I've got to think like it's
ability.
Yeah, you see what I did
there.
Nice. So I think it might be worth in the future. It might be a prudent act. And I've always been guilty in the past of underspending in the beginning of the season.
Right.
And I'm thinking, you know what? Fuck it. Like spend a little bit more. Get out there. Go for it.
I mean, 15 to 20%. Usually go by, what are these guys worth as a percentage of fab in your leagues?
Fair.
15 to 20%. I mean, I don't agree with the Cordell Patterson. I think I'm not too worried about Mike Davis because he gets 6-7 targets as well as 12-13 rushes.
Right. It's just Patterson's been a little bit more productive on that, so I'm rolling the dice on it a little bit. And I did speak with an outside consultant about how much I should spend on it, and it ended up being the exact right number because I think I won that bid by exactly $1.
Okay.
Wow. So thank you to that consultant.
Excellent.
Definitely worked out there. So I'm hoping to see it play out in the future. The Falcons are a bit of a shit show right now.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit. Hopefully the Giants
hopefully the Giants
aren't a worse shit show. Next week. So
do it for Eli.
We'll see.
Do it for Eli.
We'll see. A pick that I'm a little upset about, but I mean, in my mind it was the right move. It was 1 week. Carolina's defense looks awesome.
Yeah,
now.
They do.
I mean, the only reason why I picked them up in the beginning of the season is I don't even think I picked the defense.
Yeah, but which in an auction,
but they were playing the Jets, right? So you have a good week against the Jets, and you're like, well, it's the Jets. You're not thinking that they're a high-powered, high-octane defense that, we were watching the game tonight.
Yeah, they look good. I mean, granted, it's also against the Texans.
Right. But you can see just their, there's 5-6 guys tackling someone behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're ready. They're swarming.
They're swarming the ball. So, I think that's a good pickup by Newman. And that was really it this week. I mean, a lot of people, kind of took the position that I did this week. Let the bids happen and pick up the pieces.
Yeah, which I mean is also smart too. Like if there's a guy you want, you got to spend the money on him. If there's like I picked up Graham Gano. I was like, if someone outbids you for Graham Gano, take him.
Right.
Like it was like one of those things. I'm like, I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Exactly. So I think that about does it for waivers. Let's go into the power rankings for the week. Power rankings.
Rankings.
We should get like the power.
Honestly, I was thinking we should do like go power rankings.
Oh, I like that one too. Get some morphers out here.
Yeah, exactly. It's ranking time.
So I'll start us off. Last week was kind of more opinionated, I think, because you had less of a sample size. Now you got 2 games, which is what, like 18% of the season? If we're going a 15-game season?
No,
3 games is 20% of 15 games. There's an extra week.
I'm not a mathematician.
It's not like I do
or an
this for a
accountant.
living.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But yeah, so you got, over 15% of the season. You can kind of see where these teams are shaping up, if any injuries really hampered anybody. So let's go into my rankings. Still, number one, the Chubby Chasers. With a name change.
I got it
this
with
week.
the name change, and it's wildly
name
appropriate
change.
because especially with McCaffrey getting hurt,
Ooh,
he's got
the Chuba
Chuba Hubbard.
Chasers.
Yeah, which I can't stand that it's Chuba. Name your kid Chuba. If you're gonna do that to your kid, just commit and name him Chuba Hubbard. Like it's obviously gonna piss him off enough that he's gonna play in the NFL. So
That is
Chubby
fantastic.
Chasers, I gotta give you number one too.
Do you want to go back and forth? So that's your number one, too?
That he's also my number one. Yeah, when
Awesome.
we get to number two, I'll throw my number two in there.
Number two, I didn't move this guy. I think he stays right where he is, but I had the man, the myth, the legend, half god, all hero. Of course, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the great Kevin Sorbo. Yeah, of course.
Fucking guy. How do you put yourself in second? How do you put this team? I mean, I guess I can't be that mad at it. I can't. I don't have you at second, but I do have you high up.
Who do you have at second?
I've got Vela with Can You Dig It?
Oh
my division
God.
captain right there. I really do. Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a solid team. I'm not gonna lie here.
Off the shoestrings of Jalen Hurts, huh?
I mean, I
Believe
don't
that?
love Jalen Hurts. That honestly is the one part of his team that I was looking at. I was like, ew. Like Jalen Hurts, because
To be fair, a Russian,
Jalen Hurts is like to me the poor man's Lamar Jackson. Like
Yes.
he doesn't quite have that level of talent that the gimmick is going to work for a little bit and eventually it's going to break down. But for right now, while it is working, Vela, you're number two.
Awesome. Number three, I have. We're not hopping on it anymore. We're hopping off it. Hop off the Gus bus. I have Deckman at 3. Like I said, these guys, the Isle of Misfit running backs, these guys are just performing for 2 weeks in a row now, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. I think, Kareem Hunt is going to continue to have good weeks, especially with the game script that they're usually passing the ball now, apparently. Even with that defense. So I had Deckman at 3. Who'd you have at 3?
I've actually got a man who's 50% God, 50% hero.
Wow, look at
I'm sorry,
that.
100% hero. I fucked it up. Whatever. You know where I'm going. I've got you ranked at 3 right there.
100% reason to remember the name.
Yeah, well, I didn't. So, I mean, I guess it's not.
Oh, Christ. All right. Number 4. I had him at 3. And in the toilet bowl, I think I knocked him down a peg. So I have Alex at 4. I really like Alex's team.
I mean, out of context, that was such a
I
weird
really,
sentence.
really liked Alex. I really, really like Alex's team. I think he has the potential to move up this chart absolutely next week. But, the way things stand, I'm putting him at 4. Who you got?
It looks like I'm just slightly off you where I've got Hop Off the Gus Bus at 4.
Okay.
But I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit because it's going to go that way anyway.
Yeah.
I've got Comerica's most wanted. I've got Alex at 5.
Okay.
So it's not a big jump. It's just I have to respect the 2 wins, the most points. It might not be most points, but highest rated team right now.
Right.
In Deckman.
Gotcha. All right, moving to number 5. I have Vela. Can you dig it? I can't really dig it, but I'm going to put you here because you're 2-0, and I can respect it. What do you got?
For number 5, I've got, or I'm sorry, 5 or 5? Oh, I'm in 6. I'm in 6.
You're on 6.
I'm on
Yeah.
6. I was like, wait, what the fuck? I just said that. I've got Yak Lamb.
You
I
skipped
got
me. You kinged me.
I did. I kinged you. Doubled up, and I'm back on the other side of the board. No, I've got Yak Lamb. Had to give it to Lemberg. Respect the win. Solid victory. You crushed my soul a little bit, but hopefully week 2 is the last time I will feel this way.
6, I have Yak of Lamb. Also.
There you go.
So I think this team might be one of the most explosive teams with Derrick Henry on it. So you're very scared to play this team, obviously.
Yeah, I'm glad that's out of the
you're
way,
definitely
at least for
circling
now.
this week against Lemberg, but as of right now, I think he sits at number 6.
Yep.
Number 7, I have yours truly.
Hey, I'll take
Menage
that all
a
day.
trois.
Thank you very much.
7
sir.
on the power rankings, number 1 in team name.
Take that all day.
Absolutely.
I forget it was a very clever individual gave me that too. I think
It sounds like a great guy.
guy.
Sounds like a really great guy.
That was a great name, and I appreciate the respect. I personally have Stank there with Derry Sanders, although this was written before tonight's game, so we need to wait and see for the long run. Obviously, I hate to see injuries. I mean, that can truly devastate a team. It's not even fair. Like when a player gets injured, especially a player of Christian McCaffrey's quality, it just it hurts because like if you have him, you have no choice but to play him.
You have to.
You have to do it. It's not even fair. Like thank God
so
we're
these
not.
half games that are coming up, maybe he tries to come back next week, gets re-injured,
Yeah,
something like that.
This is when it
You know,
hurts, and this is why I will say, Sank, love you, respect you to death. I don't know why after looking at my team last year, you didn't immediately back up Christian McCaffrey. Like the fact that Chuba Hubbard's on
Well, let's
Newman's
see.
team.
Let's see what Chuba Hubbard even does.
It doesn't
You know what I
matter.
mean?
You got something like this happens. You've got your bell cow back,
yeah.
that's the whole reason I was able to make a trade with Sean, which I'm sure we'll discuss later. But that's the whole reason I'm able to do it because like you have a top tier workhorse bell cow. You need that handcuff.
I think
you have to do it.
I think what's going to happen with that, and just to be real quick about it, what's going to happen with that is DJ Moore's value is going to go up because he's going to get a ton more looks now. He was Darnold's second favorite receiver after McCaffrey, so we'll see what happens. Number 8, I have Derry Sanders there.
Yeah.
You know?
Number 8. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's it. Who do you got?
Number 8, I've got Menage Tua. Sadly, underperforming team a little bit, expects a little bit more out of Gibson and Harris.
Yeah.
And I think if they
Gibson hasn't really gone off yet.
Right. If the two of them wake up and if Elliott gets his shit together, he went to an absolute shithole of a school. And I feel like that's why I probably shouldn't have drafted him. But whatever.
That's all right.
Here we are back again. If my 3 running backs wake up, I think there's going to be a pretty big shift here. Yeah. But I need them to wake up. Now with Justin Herbert in the fold, I'm hoping we get to see something happen. And then maybe a little bit of trickery here with Cordarrelle Patterson, but we'll see.
I like it. Number 9, the name change, Sean, Diamond Dogs. Number 9, I'll say number 9 with an asterisk because I think if Saquon returns to form, he'll be fine.
I think this might be the week we actually see Saquon break back out. Breaks my heart that he's on a different team. I also have him ranked at number 9.
Yeah.
Absolutely breaks my heart. That was difficult.
It hurts. It hurts. Yeah. And which means there's only one team left for both of us.
And this is
we love you, Pelly.
God,
your team is just not doing shit right now.
It kills me because like his team's not bad. Like I look at his team on paper and I'm like, this isn't a bad team.
I know.
It's just they're not doing anything. It's just there's a couple teams that are it's failure to launch.
Yeah.
It's like honestly the bottom 3 teams that I have ranked here. My team, Sean's team, and Pelly's team. It's just like we have these guys that just aren't doing anything.
I mean, here's the thing too, right? Like it's a 10-team league. Yeah. Everyone's going to be stacked.
I mean, that's fair.
And there's no extra super flexes here.
Right.
So everyone's gonna have stacked starters.
Yeah.
It's just who performs.
We just need to have this moment where there's a breakout. You know what I mean? If our teams heat up late like this, we could be looking in like 10 weeks from now at a complete flip. The bottom 3 teams, I think, have the strength to be at the top. Like, you know, they've got the players to do that.
Absolutely.
And if their players wake up, like, we're looking at a totally different league.
I agree with you. Well, that about does it for our power rankings. Let's go to this week's matchups. This week's matchups, you got a couple rivals going at it this week, huh?
Rivalry week.
Couple rivals. I mean, they're not calling it rivalry week, but I certainly would. You know, you got Sean and Stank going. Oh no, Sean and Stank going on it. Sean looks like Sean's a little ahead. Let's go into that matchup.
Now, is that all? Tell me that's all DJ Moore. Oh, it's mostly DJ Moore. Yeah, Sean went out on a limb here. Started
makes
Ingram.
me want to throw up. They started Ingram.
Makes me want to throw up.
Who else? I guess he had Josh Jacobs is out.
Yeah, he didn't have much
I
of a
don't know
choice
if I'm
there.
starting Ronald Jones.
Yeah, and Antonio Brown being on it. He's getting hit right now.
Yeah.
He really is. Like, this is, I mean.
I probably would. I probably maybe put Barkley in here. And then.
Does he not? No, he's got Barkley in the flex.
Oh, yeah. I
mean,
Landry's also not playing.
That's what I'm saying. Landry's out.
Yeah.
Samuel's out. Brown's out. He's just in a tight
Yeah,
spot.
sucks.
Jacobs
you
out,
gotta
like,
play
he's-
Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Because he couldn't roll the. I mean, yeah, he really couldn't roll the
Yeah.
dice. That sucks.
But he dodges the proverbial McCaffrey bullet.
Yeah. Yeah,
So, you know,
he matrixed right out of that.
we get a little bit of insight to this one first. I think Brady has a decent but not crazy game against the Rams. With that
I
defense,
think that it might be a fun game.
I think Ridley gets shut down against our corners.
Yeah. Let's.
know?
Well, we gotta hope that Bradbury kind of returns to form. Granted, I mean Terry McLaurin also went to a shit college, but he's a damn good receiver. I gotta give credit where it's due. Like this guy was playing with absolute nobodies. The two of us could have gone out there at quarterback, and he still would have been putting up points. So like I gotta give credit where it's due in that. So maybe Bradbury has a bounce back week this week. But either way, I think Ridley's in a little bit of trouble there.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. As far as the rest of the matchup, I mean, unfortunately, I think Gronk has a better game than Kittle again.
Yeah.
Kittle really hasn't been a factor
Kittle
at all
hasn't
in
been
San
Kittle.
Francisco.
Yeah, in a different league, I'm trying to trade for Kittle, and they won't do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you an idiot? Funny enough, they have Gronk and Kittle. I'm like, you're literally never going to start Kittle.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to happen. I'm like, I'm giving you a starting running back. Give me George Kittle. And they're like,
Right.
it's not going to help my team. Like, you have nobodies. I could go off about
It's-
this.
yeah.
He has nobodies at running back. Nobodies.
What are you gonna do? All right, let's go into you versus Vela.
Yeah, this is a scary one up against the horseshoe himself.
The horseshoe, yes.
I am, God help me, relying on the Cowboys defense for this one to stop Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I've got to think Micah Parsons is gonna put in some work there. I hope,
Yeah.
at least. 'Cause he
And
can
I mean,
go
you're hoping
everywhere.
Philly's got a tough front on defense, but you got to hope they just go back to the old Zeke.
Yeah.
Hand him the fucking ball
Exactly.
20 times.
Well, and also you've got to hope this is a really
And
good
pass the
opportunity.
ball to him,
Really good defense. Sorry, I was gonna say this is a really good opportunity on defense, and hopefully on offense for the Cowboys. If the Cowboys really just do what they've been doing and push the ball down the field, if they can get up by a score or two, I think that completely derails everything for Philadelphia. And then
Makes
we
sense.
see classic Zeke just grinding out, pushing out extra yards. So that's my best case scenario. Honestly, the Eagles are my most hated team in the NFL, narrowly beating the Dallas Cowboys. So
Yeah.
I guess that's where I'm going.
I know we didn't really pick who was going to win the last matchup. I'm going to say, aside from the McCaffrey mishap tonight, I think Stank wins that one. What do you think?
I think if Saquon comes back, he comes back.
Okay.
So it depends on what happens there, but it's tough. I'm going to give it to Sean right now.
Okay.
Because I think if that happens, I think if things finally break in his favor, his team goes off.
Gotcha.
Outside of Melvin Ingram. That
I like
is
it.
gross.
I like it. And your matchup, I actually like you this week.
I like me too.
I like you
me a
this
lot.
week. Yeah. Yahoo's got Vela winning, but I think that Jamar Chase is a very tough game against those Pittsburgh corners.
Yep.
That Pittsburgh defense. Same with Logan Thomas against Buffalo. As you can see, they can shut teams down.
Yeah, they've been, their
You know?
defense has been very good.
So I'm gonna go with you there. I won't make
that.
you pick your own team.
I mean, I'm already going to We know where I'm leading.
All right. Now, remember I said back earlier in the show that you circle this on the damn calendar.
You did.
I got to play the man-child, Derrick Henry, this week. So
Man, child.
I'm a little scared. But you know what? We got a couple man-children on our team,
But against
too.
you
so.
do. But against Indy, I feel like Derrick's going to put in some work.
Yeah.
But
agree.
outside of that,
Indy's a decent defense, though.
Mike Evans, super hot and cold. CeeDee Lamb should do something. Lamar Jackson, I'm actually going to say, I feel like he's been hot and cold this year. Like, granted, he went off last
He
week.
went off.
But
He went off.
prior to that, I wasn't like super impressed with anything he was doing. I don't
No.
want to say the league's figured him out. I just feel like it's,
No,
he's got to get push has to come to shove. I
Yeah.
guess for him to really go off.
Agreed. My biggest worry, I think Gordon has a really good game against the Jets. The run defense isn't that great.
Yeah,
And my biggest worry on my team is Gaskin. without Tua, are they going to lean on him? Hopefully in the passing game, that'd be nice.
I don't know.
But-
That's a hopeful thing. I don't know if
Yeah.
Gaskin's that back.
Yeah.
The good news for you is if Kansas City goes off, you're in okay shape.
And that's going to be every week, and I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's just they're going against one of the Bosa's there.
Yeah,
That's the only thing you really got to worry about. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, with behind the revamped offensive line, Patrick Mahomes is still pretty mobile. He should be just fine.
oh yeah. So who you picking in this one?
Yeah. I'm actually going to take you because I feel like it's, if I'm not mistaken, the Chiefs played well last week, but they didn't like blow up like they normally do.
It was
So I feel like
a
they're due
late
for-
interception. That's why they lost the game.
I feel like they're
by
due for
Mahomes.
positive regression.
Yeah. All right, awesome. I'm also very excited about, you get new toys and you want to play with them, but sometimes it's not the right time.
Yeah.
But I get to this week with Rondale Moore.
There you go.
Very excited about that rookie. He looks freaking awesome. And that offense, I know you
Terrifying.
love you some Kyler Murray.
Oh, I know. I actually highly regret letting him slip to Declan. I was just talking about that before the show. Highly, highly, highly regret it. I should have just made that move because I knew it going in. That was one of the guys like, I
Friggin'
can
knew
get him.
it.
I thought he was going to go for like 20 or 30 bucks, and here we are.
Yeah.
Next year he's going to.
Yeah, let's look at Alex and Deckman. Kamara's Most Wanted versus Hop Off the Gus Bus. You got a quarterback battle of Prescott versus Murray, which, I mean, it's a division game. Dak usually plays pretty well in division games.
Yeah.
So.
He does. I think Prescott plays
But
well. I
Kyler
think
Murray's
the Cowboys
insane.
play well.
And
but
Kyler Murray's playing Jacksonville, so I got to give it to Kyler Murray.
you 100% have to, especially when he's got that stack. Like he's got Deckman's got that Kyler Hopkins combo is going to carry him
Yeah.
places. It's making up for his deficiencies at running back. And Darren Waller is the first option in that offense.
Yes.
I
Cooper
really-
Kupp's been on fire,
Yeah.
but he is playing one of the best defenses in the league this week.
It's true, but I'm still going to have to give this one to. I think Declan goes 3-0. I hate to say it for Alex's sake, but I really think he does.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the Kamara matchup is really what Alex is going to lean on here, and I think New England, like,
New England's
what
defense
is
isn't-
Belichick notorious from doing?
Sorry,
Take
your
away your
player.
best
Yeah.
player. So I don't like how it looks for Kamara. I'm gonna
Tell
go
you what,
with
he didn't do it twice though.
I'm gonna go with Deckman as well on this one. All right, and our last matchup here, the Chubby Chasers against Fresh Prince
Can
of
I see
Bel
the
Air.
projection on this?
So right now it's a little higher because Brandon Cooks overperformed with his protection, but Carolina's D kind of underperformed a little bit. So.
Brandon Cooks. If Christian McCaffrey didn't get hurt, I would have won like $800 tonight. That's a damn shame.
Oh my god!
Ugh. Brandon Cooks is the one thing I was worried about with the bet I placed. I just needed him to get over 75 yards, and here we are. He's at what, 112? Does that say?
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
my life. All right. Well, hopefully it works out to a fantasy win. Hopefully that's where the karma goes.
Yeah.
But this is tough.
I mean, I'm straight up giving this to Newman because Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been invisible.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts, has he caught a pass in the NFL yet?
I
know,
mean,
he
yeah,
has.
but
But he's
yeah,
just for all the hype.
it's lackluster.
But I will say this: the Giants are notorious for getting burned by tight ends.
I agree, 100%.
Burned.
agree.
So
But
if
that
this
depends
is a
on how they
breakout
deploy
game-
Pitts, we'll see. It could be a breakout
Yeah.
game, but hopefully that just means the Giants
We'll
run
see.
up the score.
JT, hopefully he has a good game. I mean, he's the ghost of Naheem Hines.
I think
is
the
still
issue there is it's going to be the ghost of Naheem. Like he's fucking haunted, he's waking up in the middle of the night. Naheem.
Yeah, JT's like, oh, there's a Naheem. What?
I think the big issue there is going to be who plays a quarterback. Because if it's not Carson Wentz in the pocket, then I think
Yeah.
you can load the box, and that's going to make things tougher for Taylor. But he did have
Yeah.
a slow start last year. Like
He
I
did.
said, the bottom three teams have that
did.
potential to really break out and go in. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. Those are our matchups for the week. I think that about wraps it up. Anything else you want to
I'm
add?
agreed. No, not really. I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
I'm ready for Sunday, which I will be in attendance at the game. I'm super pumped for that. Cheers to Eli Manning.
Hey, cheers to Eli. Congratulations to the Ring of Honor, I believe it is.
Ring of Honor next up, Hall of Fame. Put on that jacket. Get that bucks.
gonna get in the Hall of Fame. You don't think Eli's elite? You come see it.
Can't spell it without you.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'd like to thank our studio, JC and Justine, for all the hard work that they do every week. We'd like to thank our
Get
sponsor.
shot by J&J. We don't mean Johnson.
Yes. Yeah. And that's it. See you guys next week.
Deuces.
In spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him cause he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear. Be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would have thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse. This dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots. His stocks through the roof. I heard he fucking with that stock.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15%